Hey guys! So there was some discussion on our Discord about like Star Wars cookbooks and holiday recipes, and I figured I'd give my input because I've got 3 of the main Star Wars cookbooks on here. And I love them all. And I only have these 3 because these are all in-universe recipes, and the other ones, they're cute and fun, but I won't get them because they're not in universe. For example, one of them is making snacks or desserts out of to make graham crackers and marshmallows look like a TIE fighter, which is fun and cute, but no one in Star Wars is gonna do that, right? So they're gonna have stuff that's from Alderaan, originally Alderaan, or Coruscant, or Mustafar, stuff like that. So those were my goals in these, and I would recommend all 3 of these books. I do have a favorite, and I do have a least favorite as well. So I'll go through that, but my main goal was to have in-universe recipes. So let's talk about, actually let's go over my favorite first. How about that? So my favorite of these 3 cookbooks is the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. And it's my favorite because it is probably the most in-universe. This one is written as from the perspective of Cookie, who is the main cook at Docking Bay 7 at Batuu in Galaxy's Edge. So he's the main chef there when you go eat, and he has an anecdote for every recipe up here of like his travels getting there or his difficulties finding some of the ingredients. And he even has some suggestions for substitutes. For example, like you can't find the special blue shrimp from Felucia for a recipe. Well, this is his substitute for that. Like, get this type of shrimp, but then you can get this dye and make it work better. So how it's organized in the other books, one of the books is not like this that I do not like. So it's organized by type of food, right? So we have snacks, stews, breads, main courses, desserts, drinks, condiments, and then just a few pages about Black Spire Outpost. So it's all organized by type of food, which I prefer in a cookbook because I like having my groups. If I'm in the mood for a drink, I just want to look through the different drink options in here and pick out which one sounds the best. I don't want to have to look through the entire book depending on what I'm looking for. So some of my favorite recipes in here, I'll probably say my favorite recipe, is the glow blue noodles. And the reason why it's a favorite is because my whole family loves it. I like pasta myself. Mike does not. And so it's really hard to make a pasta dish for him that he likes, but this one has rice noodles. That's the difference. And he really likes Asian food. So we make it off of the rice noodles and just dye it with PT bags, butterfly PT. And it works really well. It looks really pretty and it looks swarzy. And it's really good at the same time. So that's one of our favorite recipes. Let's see, there's some good drinks in here too. So there's our favorite drinks in here. You can get at like Oga's Cantina, like the Blurg Fire. That's one of my favorites. I really like the spicy and the pomegranate juice mixed together. It's really good. The Cliff Dweller, which is no longer not available at Batuu East, I believe, because they have the Grinning Lothcat drink instead. The Hyperdrive, that was one of our favorites as well. But they've got a lot of good drinks in here, a lot of fun ones. The only problem with some of these recipes, and this goes for all 3 books, is sometimes the ingredients are pretty hard to get. And it's not just because it's from a galaxy far, far away. It's because I'm not sure if it's just because I'm in rural Idaho or like if it's easier to get ingredients of these odd things when you're in a bigger city. Let's see, what's an example of a different ingredient? There's some specific like mushrooms or seasonings that you just can't get at the local grocery store here. I have to order online through Amazon or through Walmart.com. And honestly, that's pretty normal because our family, we really like Asian food. And I have to go to Utah. I have to drive 3.5 hours to go to an Asian marketplace to get all the ingredients for our favorite Asian dishes because there's nothing up here for it. So I either have to buy it online or I have to wait until I go to Salt Lake to be able to get the ingredients. So that's normal for here. So I'm guessing you guys have better access to different ingredients if you live in a bigger city. So there's the drinks, there is some entrees and desserts. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. This one was a fun one. It was Bespin Cloud Drops. Kind of at first you think it's kind of like a divinity type of dessert, but it is, but it's not at the same time. It was just fun. It's fun to have all the different colors and spices and ingredients on this. Another one of the favorite entrees that we had at our 501st dinner was this roasted kajaka root, which is just sweet potato with some different toppings on it. Super yummy as a good appetizer. So my favorite book is a Galaxy's Edge book. One of my biggest critiques about this is that it does not have the most iconic food at Galaxy's Edge. The Ronto wrap, right? Like Ronto roasters, they don't have the recipe for Ronto wraps in here. And I mean, you can find it online, but this is the Galaxy's Edge cookbook. Shouldn't it be in here? It's probably my biggest critique. Other than that, I love it. The binding is starting to fall apart with how often I've used it. I have my favorites marked with a whole bunch of ripped post notes. You can see throughout here that I got that too on the other ones. So second one, Life Day Cookbook. I love this one as well. I really like some of the drinks in here specifically. This one is themed obviously around Life Day, and it even has a section in the back on how to celebrate Life Day, because Life Day originates with the Wookiees, right? So it's got how to celebrate Life Day at home at the very back that you can do. And so it's got some main different courses in here, desserts and drinks. I will say that I probably like the drinks in this book more than the other options in this. It's got a Bantha blue milk. A Bantha blue milk right there. It's super yummy. I've never made homemade chocolate milk before, but doing that one, it was good. In fact, I need to make some again. The only thing I really like about winter are hot chocolate, cider, and soups. And these books do a good job of those. So that's another reason why I like these books so much. Joe Blasto drink, which is a play off of Jingle Bells song, just if you didn't know that. Let's find another good one in here. Sergeant Snowcap. And they're easy. A lot of these ones in here are decently easy, but still make it swarzy. That is another thing to say though, with ingredients isn't necessarily the hardest thing. It's sometimes a lot of these are just harder things to make. One of my favorite recipes in here are these stingers. I really like sweet peppers and ranch dip, and this is pretty much that, just a little bit fancier. This is written, is this written from the perspective of Cookie again? Yeah, it is. This is written from the perspective of Cookie as well. Just specifically for Life Day. So this is my second favorite Star Wars cookbook. A lot of yummy good stuff in there. This is my third favorite. I won't say I don't like it. It's just, the least of the three. So this is, I think one of my biggest reasons why I don't like this cookbook as much is because of the organization. The organization is a bit funky. The other two were organized by entree and appetizers and drinks, desserts. This one's organized by where it comes from in the galaxy, the core worlds, inner rim, hut space, outer rim. I mean, that doesn't make much sense to me in a cookbook. I don't care if something comes from Chandrilla versus Tatooine, as long as it's good. I'd rather have it organized by what I'm feeling in the mood for. Like if I'm making dinner, I don't want to have to look through the entire cookbook to try and find something for an entree. I want to look in the entree section. If I have a drink in my, like, if I wanted a special drink, I don't want to look through the entire cookbook. I want to look through the section. Now, that being said, I have looked through the entire cookbook and I've marked some of my favorite things or things that I want to try. So I still do that. Okay, yeah, this one's written by Cookie as well. I guess that's how they're theming all of them. It just doesn't have as much anecdote with it. Okay, so there's a lot of different like steps to these ingredients as well. Like here's some blue rice right here that's used in a lot of different recipes. So it will say in one recipe like make this, but then as a side you need to make this to pair with it. So you have to go back and do that. So that kind of makes things somewhat difficult, but it does have, for example, it does have difficulty, prep time, and yield on here. So that's my least favorite. Still really good. I still really like a lot of the recipes in here. Super yummy. The drinks are fun. I would probably say this one's the most complicated out of the three. It has the most steps or the most ingredients or the most hard things to try and get. Still good, but really like the Galaxy Edge cookbook the most. What we did at one point was for our 501st Garrison, our Star Wars 501st and Rebel Legion garrisons, we try and have a Life Day or Christmas party every year, and occasionally what we've done is we've taken photos of different recipes in here and been like, hey, if you want to do this one, sign up for it and then bring it. So it's a potluck that's assigned, sort of, but it's Star Wars themed, and it made for a really fun dinner. So we had some people bringing like a Wookiee dessert. We had other people bringing a Mandalorian stew. We had others bringing a, what was it, Tip Yip? And another was Puffer Pig. Yeah, Puffer Pig. I think one was Puffer Pig. It was just good. It was fun, and we got to see a whole bunch of different variety on there. And it helped make organizing the event a little easier, actually, because it wasn't just like a, hey, bring whatever, so we had 3 people bring rolls. No, this one was a, hey, there's a list here, sign up for one. So we had a good amount of entrees, of desserts, of appetizers, and drinks even. It made it really fun, and I want to do that again. I would recommend getting all 3 of these if you really like cooking. But if you could only pick the one, I'd say go for the Galaxy's Edge one. It's just good. And then you can find the Ronto Wrap recipe online. Okay, thanks guys. See ya.